Armada Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, and Bowden Eye and Associates.
Hello and welcome into Armada Kickoff. We're coming off the first victory of the season for the Armada, and Tony Meola and company will be going for their first road victory in club history this week. We'll hear from the head coach and some of the players straight ahead.
And we learn about the whirlwind journey Kevon George took that brought him to Jacksonville to be an Armada player.
Plus, Bob Veal and Bob's Boot Room, David Hayes and Andy Kidd will join us on the Analyst Roundtable. But let's start with the home opener and 3 points against a new rival. With Miami FC now joining the NASL, there are 4 teams in the state of Florida. This is the NASL hotbed, and the rivalries only figure to get hotter. And for the first time, Jacksonville and Miami went at it in the NASL regular season. To the home opener, we go.
Squid Vicious taking in the regular season action for the first time this year. Tony Meola looking for his first NASL regular season win as a head coach. Early stages look like Miami might go up 1-0, but look at the play by Miguel Gallardo coming off his line, keeping it a 0-0 contest. A couple of minutes later, another opportunity for Miami FC on a ball in the box. Dario Spitanic, who has scored in the first 2 matches of the season, heads this one in, but the offside flag was up. Goal was disallowed, and we remain 0-0. I want to show you a couple of shots here by Mishak Jerome. First on a free kick. Look at this absolute heat-seeking missile. Gets knocked away by Daniel Vega. Here's one running onto it from about 35 yards out. Almost got it past the goalkeeper. Just a hammer from Mishak. But then, well, if Mishak can do it, so can Junior Sandoval. Look at Sandoval from distance. Hits the riser, upper 90. That is a beauty. Gives the Armada a 1-0 lead. And just as he did against Miami FC in the preseason, Sandoval scores against Miami FC in the regular season. Armada have the edge 20 minutes in. Then just a couple of minutes later, look at this opportunity again in the box for Miami FC, and Spitanic heads this one in. The offside flag stayed down this time as the game went level at 1. But take a closer look here. This was very close to another offside call. You can see a couple of Miami players very close to the line, but the goal would stand. So would this one. Pascal Million finding a little room in the box and sneaks it under Daniel Vega. It is a 2-1 Armada lead. Pascal, his first goal and first flip of the season, puts him tied with Keita for the most goals in Armada history. The Haitian international finding just enough room and sending it through for the Armada 2-1 lead in the first half. Second half, there were some chances for Miami. They hit the post a couple of times. And then this one, Jaime Chavez, but the offside flag was up there. Second goal disallowed because of an offside. And Miguel Gallardo rising to the occasion in the final minutes, covering things up. The Armada's first victory of the season, 2-1 over Miami FC.
Pretty, first of all, I want to, say, good job to everybody, every team. We work hard for this, you know what I mean? So it's not how we want to play. The best thing is the coach said before the game, the 3 points is what's matter, you know what I mean? So we need that, and, we got it, get it done. So now we just try to focus on next week.
We got the win that we were looking for, especially at home. We got to take care of our house. We had to beat everybody here, and that's how you win games, It wasn't the perfect game. We didn't look that pretty, but hey, it's all about winning, and we won today. And thanks to the players, thanks to the coaches, to the fans that came here and support us. And we feel great about it. And it's going to be step by step, game by game, and we're just going to take it like that. We're just going to keep working and see how the season goes.
You take a look at the numbers, the 2-1 victory for the Armada. Of the 17 shots, 12 of them came from outside of the box. We showed you a number of them. The Armada, it's not like they're kicking it from half field, but right outside the box, the Sandoval goal came from there. They've also only conceded 1 corner now in 2 games. Against the New York Cosmos, no corners. Against Miami, just the 1. Sandoval and Million both open their scoring accounts for the 2016 season.
This week's Fair and Fair man of the match is the game-winning scorer Pascal Million. Throughout the evening, the Armada maintained control on both sides of the pitch, striking first with a goal from Junior Sandoval and then later with the winning goal by Pascal Million. Pascal, who's a natural forward, took a slightly different role playing attacking mid, but that didn't stop the goal scorer from finding the back of the net in the 36th minute. Meola and his staff were impressed by Million's excellent performance and his ability to adapt to his change in position seamlessly.
Players that you can switch around, and we're going to be very strong.
We saw a lot of different players, a lot of different lineups.
All right, thank you, Ashley. The Analyst Roundtable, first time around here, presented by Subway, of course. David Hayes and Andy Kidd. Tony Meola kind of deflected some of the praise on that first victory, but you know it had to mean something to him. What's it mean to get your first coaching win?
Oh, I think it's huge. It's a confidence builder. Up until this point, you know, he thought that everything he was doing on the training ground would result in W's, but now he has validation that what he's doing is working. And so, you know, it gives you confidence to do more and build off of that. So, you know, while he'll downplay it, it's a huge win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's important for him to get his first win out of the way, but for me, he's a seasoned vet. He's won, you know, everywhere he's gone. So it's going to come, it's going to be there, but there's a lot of work left to do. So, you know, while I understand what he's saying is, yes, it's great to get a first win, and he might toast with his friends afterwards, but he still knows that there's a big task at hand.
Well, one of the things that certainly will help him in the future get more wins is the right foot of Meshack Jerome. Is there anything more fun to watch than Meshack on those free kicks and kicks from distance?
Well, he can hit the covering off the ball. I mean, he can. It's very exciting. There's only a couple people in the world that, you know, create that excitement, and he's one of them. So I'm always it's always fun to see him.
Yeah, when we picked up Meshack Jerome, the Armada, that, you know, we're getting this great center back, but I don't think anybody knew that he was going to be this weapon going forward on set pieces or getting to the attack and hitting a ball from 35 yards out. I would say the Armada need to use him more on set pieces. I mean, the crazy thing is that he's able not only to hit it, but he hits it on frame, which creates rebounds for Fondy and Pascal and those guys. So, yeah, I look for that to be a weapon going forward.
Pretty much anything in the attacking half is now the Jerome zone.
Exactly.
Hit it. Guys, thanks a lot. More from you coming up in just a bit. Armada midfielder Kevon George took an interesting route to get to the Armada. On his way to Israel to play for a team there, his ticket was denied in the airport in New York. Not knowing where he was going to play, he called one of his former assistant coaches at UCF, Mauricio Ruiz. And that's when he discovered there could be a spot for him here on the Armada. Within days, George was signed and starting. Ashlea Bullington has more.
You can just see Kevon George getting more comfortable by the minute.
Past few months has just been just looking for a team. I just wanted to just find a team and play.
He would describe the experience as a whirlwind. In the 72 hours that took him from the New York airport expecting to go to Israel to Jacksonville on the field with the Armada. But it's an event that he's happy happened the way it did.
It was actually easier than I expected. Playing with them in the first game, I just felt like I've been knowing them for a while, so that made it easier for me on the field.
As soon as Kevon walked onto the field, he seemed to fit into the system the Armada had set in place. And everyone uses the same word, composed, to describe Kevon's playing style, something Captain Richie Ryan and Tony Meola are happy to have on the field.
A pleasure, yeah. He makes the game easier for everyone, and that's what we need within the team, and we can become a better team with him in it.
The one thing that's evident is that the kid can play.
And though Kevon isn't sure of the lesson that will come from the whirlwind he went through, he knows there is one, and is happy to have found a home here in Jacksonville.
I would say it was a blessing. You know, definitely a lesson to be remembered. I don't know what the lesson is, but made me more humble and more appreciative of everything, you know. So that's how I would describe this journey.
Tony Meola never talked about getting the first win as a goal. He did, however, talk about getting the first win away, which the Armada can do this week. Here's Coach's Corner presented by Asana Wellness, the official training facility of the Jacksonville Armada.
Obviously, we've spoken about the fact that we need to find points on the road, and you know, the mindset I think with everyone is that this is a place that we want to go down and get 3 points from. And we've spoken so much about, you know, winning, and winning Florida has to be the first thing we do. So this is an opportunity for us against an in-state rival.
You know, that whole Coastal Cup approach with the 4 teams in the state. If you do well in the state, it sets up really well for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and you know, for us, obviously, we've got that obstacle we got to get over and winning on the road, you know, and it's going to happen. And I said to the guys, you know, why not this weekend, right? Why not just start this weekend? Well, we spoke about it in New York, the same thing, and it didn't happen, but this is another opportunity that I think we can get after.
Not just results, but I think performance. I'm assuming you expect a better performance than even on Friday when you did get the 3 points.
Yeah, no doubt. The best part about Friday night was that we didn't play well for periods of time, and we found a way to win, right? And I think that's a sign of a good team, is that you find ways to win when things aren't always going great. You know, when it's going great, it's easy to win. So I was proud of the guys in that regard, and I told them that, you know, that's a quality we have to have because it's not always going to be perfect every night.
So it's Fort Lauderdale on Saturday for the Armada. Then they come back home for 2 matches in 4 days. On Wednesday, May 4th, the Armada take on FC Edmonton. This is Star Wars night, so bring your lightsaber and may the 4th be with you. Then a quick turnaround. Saturday, May 7th, the boys in blue host Rio OKC and a rematch of the preseason friendly played in March at Patton Park. You can see every match here on CW17. Pre-game coverage begins 30 minutes before kickoff. And if you haven't bought your tickets to our next home match, you can still buy single match tickets. They start at $18. Call 844-2-ARMADA or go to armadafc.com.
Coming up, highlights of some amazing finishes in the 3rd week of the spring season. We'll go around the NASL.
And we go into Bob's boot room with Bob Veal to see how well the Armada moved the ball in their match against Miami and how it helped lead to their scoring opportunities. Stick around, more Armada Kickoff when we return.
To enter for your chance to participate in the Winn-Dixie Bubble Battle, visit your nearest Winn-Dixie in your Armada gear, take a selfie, and post it to any of the Armada social media using the hashtag WinnDixieBB. 2 winners will be selected every Wednesday during a home match week. Assemble a team of 3, and you're ready for battle.
3 weeks into the spring season, and we have a new first-place team in the league. Let's go around the NASL, presented by Nike.
We start in Carolina, where the homestanding Railhawks went to 3 wins from 3. Tisha Polani's 47th minute goal. The difference, Carolina beats Ottawa 1-0. Railhawks haven't lost. Fury haven't won. Indy trailing the New York Cosmos until the 90th minute when Iman Zayed puts this PK away. And then in stoppage time, it was Zayed again who gives Indy the home victory over the Cosmos, first loss of the year for New York. Tampa Bay Rowdies, FC Edmonton. In stoppage time, Lance Lang to tie it. No, Matt Pickens a huge save, and Tampa Bay hangs on for the 1-0 victory. Fort Lauderdale played with 10 men for 69 minutes after this red card. After that, it was all Minnesota United. Christian Ramirez scoring for the home team. 3-0, Minnesota with a victory.
So we take a look at the NASL standings, and you find the Carolina Railhawks atop the table. Cosmos no longer sit atop that perch, which is really where they've been since the beginning of last season. Minnesota United and the Cosmos both with 6 points, and the only team yet to concede a point in any match, that is Carolina. You see the Armada at the bottom of that first page as well with 3 points, so a win can really vault them up even further. You've got 2 expansion teams, 2 teams from Canada, and the Strikers, whom the Armada will face in the bottom half of the NASL standings. Now let's head to Bob's Boot Room, presented by Clear Touch. Here are Bob Veal and Ashlea Bullington.
Thanks, Cole. Bob, great win for the Armada on Friday. What did you see from the game?
Yeah, I'm going to itemize 2 plays, and that is the pressurizing their defense and transition from back to forward and putting their defense under pressure in certain circumstances. Let's look at the build-up for the first goal. Quite a long clip here. We see the ball played by Miami forward. Richie Ryan in a load of space again, picks the ball up. He's got a Burke here, he's got Mijak, he's going to make a run out here, he's got an option. And you'll see Sandoval lie off the ball here. So let's continue that clip and see what Ryan does. Out to Burke. Burke is forward. This is Pascal, who eventually scores the goal. Back to Ryan. And what I love about Ryan, see how quick he gets rid of the ball. And Devon comes in and collects the ball here. Now they're going to switch the play over to this side of the field. So let's watch that again. This is a lot of passing. Over to Ilondu. Ilondu back out, loses the ball, but watch him win it again. Wins the ball there. plays it in here, and Fondy, again, as lefty's defender, waiting to pick the ball up. So let's see that played on. Ilondu shoots, Pascal that was, shoots there. And now Otter comes into it. And Otter coming really wide on the sideline here, which gives loads of options into the middle. Now watch as the players move in the middle. Pascal, let's see how that goal was scored. Otter, good ball in, deflected there. Pascal, through quickly, shoots. Yes, goalkeeper error, but a pretty good goal. And let's look at the second clip. This is playing from the back. Long ball from Miguel, finds Ilondu up there. Nice little clip there. And what I like is the perseverance from Ilondu here. He almost loses the ball here, wins it back, and then plays it back. Nice ball back here to Pascal, playing in that number 8-10 position. Ball into Burke, no way forward, so Burke plays it back to George in this position. And there again, Ryan on the edge of the screen here in space, ready to receive the ball.
And it was a great win for the guys on Friday. Well, thank you so much, Bob. Cole, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Straight ahead, Andy Kidd and David Hayes rejoined us. We'll ask them who the best team in the world is right now and what they expect from Saturday's matchup in Fort Lauderdale. More Armada Kickoff right around the corner.
It's huge, especially for the club, and all the players know it. And after getting that win against Miami, it's a huge weight off for all the boys. I feel like now we're gonna put our foot on the pedal and really go at Fort Lauderdale this weekend.
The Armada Social Rewards program is a fantastic way to connect with the team and win Armada prizes. Anything from tickets, exclusive interactions with players and coaches, and even an all-inclusive trip to an away game with the team. All you have to do is log on to armadasocialrewards.com, create an account, link your social media accounts, and start earning tokens. Each week here on Armada Kickoff, we pick a random winner. This week's social reward winner is Jessica Brady. You've won 2 tickets to the Armada's May 4th match against FC Edmonton. Now let's head over to the Analyst Roundtable presented by Subway. Cole?
Players that you can switch around.
And we're going to be very strong.
We saw a lot of different players, a lot of different lineups.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Back here on the Analyst Roundtable presented by Subway. David Hayes, Andy Kidd. Let's start with some world soccer here to start with. I want to talk Champions League and where things are right now. You've got Bayern Munich, you've got Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Man City remaining. Barcelona is out, the defending champs. Who is the best team in the world right now?
Real for me. I mean, they've got too many weapons. Ronaldo's hitting it all strides. I mean, he's got supporting cast and Bell. I mean, I think they're the ones to beat.
With Barcelona gone, I lean towards Bayern Munich. They've only lost 2 games in Bundesliga. They're just mowing through people, and they're so disciplined. It'll be probably Real and Bayern in the final, and that'll be an awesome, awesome match. But I would lean toward Bayern.
You can really make a case for any of those 4 teams winning the Champions League. That's the amazing thing. All right, back with the Armada now, going to Fort Lauderdale this weekend, trying to get that first away win in club history. What do they need to do to make it happen?
I don't think they need to change a ton from the New York game. You just got to avoid a couple of mental lapses on defense and finish a few chances on the offensive end. It sounds simple, but without that lapse in the first half, you go into the half 0-0 in the New York game, and it's anybody's ball game. And who knows what could happen in the second half if the Armada get a goal. So I wouldn't change too much, to be honest with you. I think Coach Miola has a good approach to going on the road, and maybe you get another hit like Sandoval had, or you get a Mishak Jerome hit, and you get a W and 3 points on the road.
Yeah, I agree with Andy. I mean, we came out in the New York game and we took it to them, and then we gave up just a crazy, goal. So I think if we just, keep with our game plan, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Would you make any changes in the starting 11 from the 11 that Tony Miola used
against Miami.
No, I'm a big believer in if that unit went out the prior game and there's no big problems and no injuries or nothing, I would stay with the same one.
Yeah, I don't think there's many changes to be made. I think Londu and Sandoval both brought a spark. Obviously, Sandoval's shot made a huge spark, but just like David said, those guys show that they can do it. They've got some confidence going into the next game. I wouldn't make too many changes. Still looking for a little bit more out of that number 10 spot behind Fondy, but we'll see how that develops over time.
And that's a good problem to have is to look down your bench and see Keita and all these other players. I mean, and be able to put two 11s out there, two starting 11s out there. But I think they should stay with the
much deeper team this year, no
Absolutely.
doubt about it. Guys, thanks so much. Coming up, a closer look at the desperate team the Armada will be facing on Saturday. Stick around. More Armada Kickoff is straight ahead. Saturday, the Armada are in Fort Lauderdale to take on the Strikers for the first time this year. Last season, visits to South Florida were anything but hospitable, with the Armada losing both matches. This year, the Strikers have gotten off to a slow start. No goals in the run of play, only one PK, and the best they were able to muster so far, a 1-1 draw with Miami FC in the opener. The Armada will certainly be encountering a hungry and maybe desperate team in Fort Lauderdale. So Fort Lauderdale this weekend, and then the Armada come back home. They take on FC Edmonton Wednesday, May the 4th, 6:30 kickoff. And the Armada will be celebrating Star Wars night on May the 4th. All right, big announcements over the past week regarding youth soccer and the Armada, with both JFC and Ponte Vedra Soccer both coming under the Armada umbrella to help develop players through the system. More on that in the weeks to come. Remember, you can always get the latest on the Armada online at armadafc.com. On Sports Radio 930, we have the Armada Coaches Show featuring Tony Meola Mondays at 6, and the Armada Soccer Show Wednesday at 6 as well. Our coverage of the Armada and Fort Lauderdale Strikers starts at 6:30 Saturday evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Cole Pepper.
And I'm Ashlea Bullington. We leave you with a time-lapse of the home opener and our selfie montage. To get your picture in our rollout, tag all of your Armada-related pictures on social media with the hashtag ArmadaSelfie and watch the end of Armada Kickoff or go to YouTube. We'll see you next time.